Hi everybody, welcome today to my video of this Lincoln Town Car. Beautiful sunny day here in Columbus, Ohio. We will be able to very much see the metallic and the pearl in the paint of this gorgeous car here today in the sun. This is a 2005 Signature Series. Thank you for looking, thank you for joining, thank you for watching. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, your feedback, anything you want to say. I appreciate that. Share your experience about your town car in the comments. That's always fun to read for myself and other viewers. This car, 96,000 miles. Matter of fact, just turned 96,000 miles. The exterior color is Cashmere Pearl Tri-Coat. It is beautiful. It is stunning. It has a lot of different looks. In the sun, it looks like pearl white. In the shade, it looks like silver pearl. It's very, look at the color here. Look at the with the sun on it. It's beautiful. Just detailed, polished, waxed. Of course, it's beautiful. It's nice and clean. Look how nice the chrome is on this car, including the pieces down here at the bottom. Only 96,000 miles. That's item number one that makes this car special. I think the color makes it a little special because you don't see a lot that are this color. So we've got the color, we've got very low mileage. If you do the math on that mileage, that's 5,000 miles a year on the average. That's low miles. And with the current ownership, the most recent ownership had the car for 15 years and put 60,000 of the 96,000 miles. So their mileage was only 4,000 miles per year on the average, but the overall average for the car, 5,000 miles per year. I don't care what anybody says, this is a low mileage car. So that, the low miles, the color, and then I'm going to show and tell you more than once on this video, this car has spent its entire life in Georgia and Florida. No surprise, right? With the light color. Georgia and Florida its entire life. It's never been anywhere else but, other than right now. And that's obviously a huge part of why it's so clean. I will show you underneath the car as well after we go around the outside and the inside and everything else. So that'll be towards the end if you want to look for that. If you want to see underneath, it's very clean and nice underneath. How nice and clear and clean the headlights are and how nice this grille is here in the front. Beautiful. It's never had a front license plate either. No holes in the bumper right here, which is nice. Everything works on the car like it should. AC works great. Everything works. It has a lot of new parts. I'm going to tell you here in a moment. Look how pretty it is. Just beautiful. If you know me and you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I like Lincoln Town Cars. Wonderful cars. This generation has grown on me. I started my affinity and love for these cars when my dad had them for years and years, all through the 80s and into the early 90s. I really do like the mid-90s town cars, probably the best, but I do have a lot of respect for this car. I like this last run of the town cars with this front end. I really don't personally like the 1998 to, I think it's the 2002, where they didn't have a hood ornament and they had the real weird grille that looked like a Continental. Don't really like those, but this I am okay with. So very pretty. And the ride is second to none. Like I always say, like a lot of people say, I guess I'm not very original to say it, but it's like riding on a sofa. And when you get out, even if you've driven for hours and hours, you don't feel like you just drove that far. And what's funny is, I say that comment when I talk about these cars, but I just recently watched a YouTube video about like an actual marketing video from Ford Lincoln Mercury from the 90s, and part of the ad was them saying you don't feel like you've driven when you go anywhere, and I thought it was kind of funny because that's exactly how I feel when I drive these cars long distance. Matter of fact, I just drove one long distance out to Nebraska, so yep, and it was wonderful, and I didn't feel like I went 800 miles by the time I got there, and it was just a wonderful ride and drive the entire way. So I believe that, and you should too. So, jumbo American luxury. That's what I like to say. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, I'll tell you about the service history and the recent parts on it now. Just right now, just service, including new brakes and rotors, front and rear. So all the brakes and rotors are brand new. New shocks in the rear, which this car has also been converted, but I'll mention that here in a moment. New shocks in the rear, a new EGR valve, and a new clock spring. Clock spring is a component behind the airbag and the steering wheel that can sometimes fail. It's like a tightly wound spring or reel, so to speak, and it'll trigger an airbag light when it fails on any car, not just these cars. So that was replaced, took care of that. New serpentine belt, new calipers in the rear for the brakes, a new rear axle seal along with the rear differential fluid changed and the gasket replaced. The brake fluid was also flushed and changed. An alignment was done and a fresh oil change. $2,300 spent on recent service and parts, okay? These Goodyear tires have 8/32 tread remaining, so they've still got lots and lots of life left. You can see the tread here. Also, the date code on these tires is 2019, if you can see that right there, so they're not very old either. So they've got plenty of time. They ride very nicely, very quietly. Look how nice the wheels are. You can see the new brake rotor right there through the wheel. I will do a separate video of me driving the car like I like to do. There's absolutely nothing negative to report about the way it runs or drives or goes down the road. It's nothing but perfect. And of course it's nice with excellent tires and brand new brakes and a fresh alignment and everything else. But I still like to do it to show and demonstrate to you guys how nice it is. But it is absolutely wonderful, so you can look for that on my channel. You can see the new rotor right there. You can look for my driving video on my channel, okay, to check that out. But over $2,000 spent to make this car turnkey ready for a next person, and that's what makes it better than another one. So in my opinion, it doesn't even opinion, it's fact. You go buy one of these cars that needs $2,300, you will spend more than $2,300 to do what I just did to this car, and you'll end up spending more than you could just to buy this car. So keep that in mind when you're thinking and you're shopping, that buying a car, look how nice, buying a car that's ready to go, that you don't have to do anything to, is worth it. Even if the price is a little more than one that you could buy cheaper, by the time you fix everything, you'll be over the price of a ready-to-go car. So that's my tidbit of information, opinion. Also, beyond everything I just said, beyond everything I just named off that was just replaced, I'm going to recap again real fast. New brakes and rotors in the front, new brakes and rotors in the back, new rear shocks, new EGR valve, new clock spring, new serpentine belt, new brake calipers in the rear, new axle seal in the rear, along with the rear differential fluid changed and the gasket replaced, brake fluid changed, an alignment, and an oil change. Okay, beyond that, listen to this. It has paper service records from the past showing routine maintenance and service. At 89,000 miles, a Lincoln dealer installed a rear suspension conversion kit. So the rear suspension has been converted, and when you drive after a while, it will have a light come on the dash. It'll say air suspension because the car is wondering why it can't see its air suspension. Well, it's because it's not there. It's like a dog wondering what happened after he went to the vet and came home, right? So yeah, so it's been taken out, so therefore the car doesn't know that, so it has the light come on. The light is not offensive. It is green. It's not like it's an orange light like a check engine light. It's up by the mileage. I'll show you on the driving video because I'm sure it will come on when we drive some miles. It's not a big deal. It just comes on and says the words air suspension in the instrument cluster. So that was done, which I think that's a good thing because it's less to worry about and it's inexpensive to replace those rear shocks like I just did. So those shouldn't need done again for a long time. The other thing is, if you didn't know, in my opinion, having driven these cars with and without the factory air ride, it doesn't ride or drive any differently. So I don't think it's a big deal because it doesn't feel any different. So that's my opinion. On top of that, at 94,000 miles, so only 2,000 miles ago, a Lincoln dealer once again replaced the front control arms, the sway bars, the power steering rack, the outer tie rod ends, and the pinion seal and the transmission tail shaft seal, and replaced the rear axle bearings and tube seals. That service that I just said, all that stuff, front control arms, sway bars, power steering rack, outer tie rod ends, replace the pinion seal, the transmission tail shaft seal, replace the rear axle bearings and tube seals. If you can guess how much that was, take a guess. $3,500, just that service at a Lincoln dealership. So, again, I want to ask you to think about this as a rational adult and not as a child like some people like to be. Do the math. It's $6,500 spent in the last 7,000 miles on service on this car. Let me say it again, $6,500, okay? That's a lot of new parts, and that's a lot of less stuff for a new person to worry about, right? I mean, between the low mileage, the rare color, the fact that it came from the South and it's super extra clean as you see it to be, and then $6,500 in new parts, I mean, why isn't it worth the money, right? That's what I think. All right, so that's kind of a quick overview, even though it's been 11 minutes. I do want to point out a few flaws cosmetically on the body. There is a dent right here on this dog leg right there. It's kind of hard to see because it's such a small area, but there is a dent right here. Nothing inside the door jamb, but just you can see it hopefully on the outside there. There's a few little things around it that have been touched up. There's absolutely no rust anywhere, and I'm going to show you that as we go around each door and the bottoms of the doors and all that. The front is gorgeous. The front bumper is very nice and clean. Again, no holes from a license plate. A few scratches on this mirror that were touched up right here. All the gaskets and the seals are very nice. All the chrome is really nice all the way down. Really, there's not much besides what I'm about to show you here. This back bumper has definitely been tapped a few times. There was a spot here where some paint flaked off. Right here, this has been touched up, and then there is obviously a crack right here. It's bumped into something, caused a crack in it. It's not affecting anything, but I'm just pointing it out because it is a cosmetic flaw. Okay. The inside is gorgeous. The trunk is spotless. This nameplate here from the dealership down in, I think it was Georgia, Live Oak Ford Lincoln Mercury. It was either Georgia or Florida. This has kind of etched itself into the paint. So this was removed as best as it could be, but it's kind of stained itself into the clear coat. So that's another little flaw, I guess. It has 3 complete sets of keys as well. 3 keys, 3 remotes, all working. The door code works. 17791 will open the doors, 3 will open the rest of the doors, and 5 will pop the trunk. And 7 and 9 will lock the car, but it's running, and I always am a little weary to do that, but even though the code works. Trunk, as I just mentioned, super nice and clean. Classic Lincoln, ginormous, huge, I like to say 6-body trunk. Although this trunk is, I think, a little, I don't really know the math or the cubic whatevers, but I think this trunk is a little bit smaller than the 90s cars, but it's still freaking huge. Spare tires over here now, in this compartment here on the side. So it's in there. It just kind of sits there. It's got some Velcro. So that's there. On the 90s cars, it was up there, but I feel like the 90s main compartment here was a little further in. But anyway, still a huge trunk. Still way bigger than you would get in a lot of cars. It's just funny. You look at cars nowadays, the trunks are like an afterthought. But look at the jam here on the trunk. Look how clean this is. Nice, nice. There is no rust or anything anywhere on this car. trunk seal is in good shape, clean. A few little scratches here on the plastic, but what do you expect from loading golf clubs in down in Florida? All right, and this is like the express pull down, right? If you know this, watch. As soon as it latches, vroom, it goes down fast. The 90s cars, you latch it and it's, and then, you know, I kind of like the longer deal because that's how it was all through the 80s and 90s. But anyway, let's go inside now. Heated mirrors on the outside, classic Lincoln fashion. Driver's side door panel here is very nice. The pull handle's nice, just a tiny little bit of wear. Again, everything working like it should. The seat controls are here, which is kind of nice, kind of like a European car, kind of like Mercedes does, rather than boogering up the side of the seat. It's kind of nice. These little compartments, kind of like the 90s cars, little pocket compartments. This is the trunk to open. This is the gas. Both of those work. While I'm here, just don't forget, look how clean the bottom of the door is. And again, I want you to see up close. Look how nice the chrome on the bottom is. Beautiful. Okay, let me set my notes down. Driver's side seat is very, very nice. The leather is very nice. It's nice and firm and supportive. It's not broken down or leaning or anything weird like sometimes these can be. There's really nothing negative on this interior. The back seat, there's something negative I need to show you. Headliner is nice, clean, good, tight. It's all good there. Okay, original visors. These floor mats, these are aftermarket. These are from Amazon, but this was, I think I did a pretty good job. This was a pretty close color match to this interior. Kind of hard to find this kind of grayish, brownish, whatever color, but I think I did a good job matching to the floor color there. So those are obviously aftermarket, but they do the job. They cover the floor. There's a big long one in the back. So it has those. It has all of the original owner's manuals, and again, it has 3 complete sets of keys. So if you like everything so far, give a thumbs up, ring the bell, subscribe, leave a comment, please. Appreciate hearing your feedback, your suggestions, your thoughts, your sharing with others in the YouTube community. I think it's very cool. Okay. Automatic headlights, of course. Adjustable pedals, which is kind of nice. Watch. Yep, they work. Traction control, again, kind of nice. Wasn't on the older cars, that's why I say kind of nice. There's our, shut the door. There's our exact mileage, 96066 on the dot. Distance to empty, of course. Full tank of gas, it does have. The select button is over here. You can go through your average speed, your trip, fuel economy, which is way off. I like to leave it on the distance to empty. Steering wheel leather is very, very nice. It's nice and smooth. It's clean. The stitching is all good. There are no issues with that at all. It's very, very nice. Cruise control controls here. Radio volume and temp controls. The only thing I don't like about this generation that the 90s cars had was they not only had the temp on a signature, but they had the fan speed. You could turn the fan up or down, which you can't do in this car, but still nice to have on the steering wheel. This is real nice. The chrome Lincoln emblem is beautiful. The 90s cars did not have that. Dashboard, nice and clean. Original everything. You know, I really hate seeing these cars when they've been molested and had, you know, aftermarket radios put in them. I understand why people do it, but it's just so beautiful, all original, simple, easy to use climate control. I love the clock because I'm a big watch person. I like the central. I think every car should just have a simple clock that looks, a watch face clock that looks like that. Big, huge ashtray, coin holder, power outlet, cigarette lighter, I guess. There's another, this is really nice. The 90s cars had terrible cup holders, so this is a huge improvement. Real nice cup holders here that fit, you know, your big gulp and everything in between. Center console here, this leather is very nice on this. Nice and clean in here, all working correctly. Then of course this flips up to make your 6th seat. Again, this is a 6-passenger vehicle, folks, and this is a comfortable 6-passenger vehicle. I mean, I might not want to sit right there to ride to Florida, but if you need your grandkids or your kids or whoever to join you in the car, this is a very viable 3rd seat in the front, which is just different than cars nowadays. You know, cars nowadays, you don't get that extra space. So let's see, auto dimming rearview mirror. There's the compass is up here on the overhead. It says southeast right now. The garage door buttons are right here. Map lights here. So on the older 90s ones, the compass was in the dash, but now it's up there. So yeah, so let's continue. Oh, I wanted to show you the key. Again, this is one key. As I've said a few times, 3 keys and 3 remotes, okay? But look at that nice original key. This is a brand new remote. One of the other remotes is in good shape, and then one is kind of worn, but this is brand new. I had it made. So another small detail of the way I do things. But anyway, so real nice set of keys, and then a couple others to go with it. So there you go. You can see it start. All right, let's continue on. I'm going to open the trunk from here and the gas door just to show you that those both work like they should. There's the gas door popped open. Nice and clean. Back seat, as with any town car, is just as comfortable as the front. And this is the one negative that I want to say about a cosmetic negative for the interior. These folks, of course, that had this car were older, just like most people that own these. They had a small dog, and the dog spent some time in the back seat. And so the back seat does show, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. It's not ripped, it's not torn. It's just a little bit of wear from probably this small dog running on the seat back and forth. The back part is still as nice as you would expect it to be. But, you know, the bottom here from the dog, I mean, there's a little impression there, probably from its nail or something. You know, I mean, it's just a little bit of wear. It is what it is. It's just more kind of color wear, probably from them wiping and cleaning it more often. Here's the mat in the back I mentioned that came with that set for the front that covers pretty well the whole back, so that's nice. The deck back here is nice and clean. Again, headliner is nice. Backs of the seats are very nice. So there's the rear door panel. Look how clean the jamb is once again. Beautiful. Okay. I already showed you the trunk, so I'm just going to close the trunk. Same thing over here. Real nice upper, a little bit of wear on the lower. I think the dog might have favored to sit over here. So it's not a big deal. At least it's not ripped or torn or burnt with cigarettes or anything like that, which, by the way, speaking of cigarettes, this car definitely wasn't smoked in. There's no signs or odors of smoke at all. Definitely not. Clean. Another thing, the rear ashtray doors on this generation will stay closed, if you know what I'm talking about. The 90s, you can't keep them shut if your life depended on it. I glued them shut on my town car. This car has side airbags. I think I forgot to mention that when we were on the driver's side. This passenger side seat is really like new, very, very nice. Again, look how nice the console. Another thing I like about this console is it's a double hinge lid. See that? You push on this side, it opens from over here so that grandma can get in. And then when grandpa wants to get in, he can open it from over there. So these two front seats are really, really nice. I mean, just a little bit of wear on the bottom of the back seat is the cosmetic negative that I wanted to show. Always got to find something negative, right? Dash is nice. All the owner's manuals are here in the glove box. Everything's there. Carpet on the hump. Oh, yeah, there's another power outlet right there. I forgot to mention that. So a lot of power outlets and a lot of cup holders, which is, again, new and improved over the 90s cars. Kind of storage console there. I like to call this the holder for your glasses. Yeah, you put all your glasses in there. You just can't fit all your shoes, but you can put all your glasses. Clean. 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 How many times have I said clean on this video? I bet about 100. Because, you know what? The car is 19 years old. It's clean. It's a clean, nice car. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one with 20,000 miles is cleaner, but it's not going to be the price this one is. Also, we're going to look under the hood now. Also, I forgot to mention, but besides the dent that I pointed out here that's hard to even see, there are no, I did forget to say this in the beginning, there are no door dings of any kind on the sides. I know you might think, oh, it's hard to see them. Well, it's because they're not there. There's nothing. There's nothing on the hood, there's nothing on the roof, there's nothing on the trunk, and there's nothing on the sides. Promise. Zero. Another improvement over the 90s, you can open the hood with ease by lifting your big giant lever, which is kind of nice. Another new part, as you're going to see right here, right now, I forgot to mention when I was naming off all the new parts, that is clearly very new, the alternator. I don't have a receipt or a record for it, so I didn't particularly mention it, only because I don't have documentation, but you can visually see that it's obviously not very old. This car is missing this little plastic engine shield cover. It's very small. It kind of sits right here, but better off, I guess, that it's missing, because now you can see a little better that it's not on here. That's the new EGR valve right there, which that was a genuine Motorcraft part. So that's that right there. Of course, you can see the new serpentine belt. A lot of the other new parts you can't really see, but anyway, look how clean this engine compartment is. Look how nice it is. Look at the lines. You know the AC is working great. Look at the lines there. Well, a couple little leaves down in there, but hard to get to. The cowl up here is nice. Look at the bottom of the hood. It's just as clean as the bottoms of all the doors. Look at the hood pad. It's perfect. Nice. I mean, look under here. Look how clean. I mean, there's a little bit of rust on that nut and bolt, but yeah, of course. But the actual metal is as clean as can be. Look at the latch and the striker. So nice. So clean. Again, if you didn't hear me say it earlier, I'm going to do a separate video of me driving the car, so take a look for that. There's nothing negative to report about the way that it drives, but I'm going to drive it on the city streets and the freeway streets and show you how nice it runs and drives. I'm going to hover here for a moment so you can listen. Sounds like it should to me. I know it's not a race car, but I like to be able to let you hear it at a higher RPM so you can hear how healthy and strong it sounds. All right, so there's the engine compartment, so clean. Now, for the grand finale, the ornament has a little bit of wear, but it's still pretty nice. So is this. For the grand finale, I'm gonna grab my trusty rubber mat here to lay on that I brought along for the ride, and show you underneath this butte. Look at the pinch welds, how clean they are. Look at the frame. Nice, nice, nice. When I go around all four sides, or two sides, the back and the front. Hey, you know it's got dual exhaust. Look at the water that it kicked out when I revved it up. Yeah. There's one exhaust pipe. And another. There's the new rear shock. You can see it right there. I can't really point it out because I'm laying on my left arm, but hopefully you can see that. You can see the other one over there, the shiny black. See the tire tread real well laying down like this. Alright, so there's that. How's that for everybody so far? Good? Alright, let's go to the front. You can see the end of that new steering rack right there, because it looks newer and whatever than the rest. Look how clean that is. From the AC. There's the other end of the new steering rack and the tie rods, and I can't really see the tie rods, but everything I told you. Tire tread in the front, tire tread in the front. Alright, that's as good as I can do, folks. I hope that shows you what you want to see. 34 minutes talking about a town car. Trying to think if there's anything else I didn't show you. I showed you the keypad, told you all the great things about this car, told you all the great history, 96,000 miles, a Georgia peach, Georgia and Florida peach, Georgia peach, Florida orange. My grandmother lived in Florida. She had an orange tree, a lemon tree, and a grapefruit tree in her backyard. It was always the best to go visit her and pick those fresh fruits that were better than anything you could possibly buy in the store. Low miles, beautiful color, Southern history, 60, what was the total? Earlier, were you watching all the way back then? $6,500 in new total parts between what was just done and what was done within the last 7,000 miles. $6,500. It's almost the price of the car. So this will be a fantastic town car for anyone. It's ready to go. It's ready to drive. It's not average. It's not a car that needs a bunch of stuff done to it to drive it and enjoy it. It is ready to go. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Check out my driving video, which once again is nothing but positives, but please check it out. Leave a comment, subscribe, say something nice. Leave a comment about your town car or anything you want to say about town cars in general. I like to read your comments, and I'm certain that other viewers do as well. Have a great day, you guys, and we'll see you on the driving video here shortly. Peace. Bye-bye.